Welcome back. You're watching The Pitch. So the pretty intense SWOT analysis continues, and so does Ronnie's grilling. But let's lighten up for a second. Because while you were away, our contestants took a breather and let their hair down. Let's see a bit of that action.
During the break, Sriram sportingly sang a popular Tamil song, and all the contestants joined him in it. Incidentally, most of them did not follow the language. But this is what bonding is all about, isn't it?
I hope you enjoyed that, because on this show, we're going to constantly remind you that our contestants are living, breathing, fun-loving human beings who also have great ideas. But that doesn't mean you let your guard down, because it's 5 crores and it's one great idea. Next contestant, please.
Funtoot is an intelligent personal tutor. It is almost like a clone of a human tutor that observes, assesses, diagnoses, interacts, encourages, and helps every child based on that child's IQ, interest, and capability. Now let me talk about strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. We have sales pipeline of 5 crores, and product is currently in use by 2,000 kids. As far as weakness is concerned, content availability that we need to put inside Funtoot is in form and shape that we desire. As far as opportunity is concerned, we are positioning ourselves to be the leader in outside classroom solutions space in India. Now let me talk about threat. Because it is a pioneering product, competition would start copying us. As far as revenue is concerned, we are fairly confident to generate 2.5 crore revenue next year. We have planned to build $14 million in 3rd year and $200 million revenue in 10th year.
Wonderful, Rajiv. It's fishbowl time.
Shravan.
In a profession like teaching, where understanding is important, so how can a machine, to what extent can the machine replace a human teacher?
The child uses Funtoot exactly same way as child uses notebook to write something. And Funtoot automatically discovers, oh my dear, see, you have done mistake here, you could have done like this. Yesterday you knew this, you have forgotten.
I would urge you to think about that the 4-year-old to the 12-year-old.
Right.
There are almost 3 different life cycles in which you're going to be able to communicate to them.
That is right.
So the way Funtoot behaves with a 4-year-old, he cannot behave with a 7-year-old, he can't behave with a 12-year-old. So how are you tackling that?
Oh, we are having a different user interaction, different personalities of Funtoot for different age groups. I really had no issues in terms of whatever kind of question will come to me, because I am fairly on top of my venture all the time.
We are in the business of electronic waste management. Now what we do is basically we take old end-of-life electronic and electrical goods and we recycle them to recover materials. It's largely a very regulated event from the business perspective. We recently had a piece of legislation called E-Waste Management Rules 2011. If your stuff is caught going to the wrong guy, to the unauthorized guy, the first time you're caught, you let out with a warning. Second time you're caught, warning plus penalty. Third time you're caught, warning plus strict penalty. Fourth time you're caught, unit closure. And that's what makes us a good business to be in. Midterm is when we actually start becoming cash positive. Strengths are we are one of the initial movers, and we utilize that experience to be at a place where a lot of people who step in now, which will take years for them to even think about doing. Opportunity, definitely this piece of legislation that I talked about. Biggest threat is foreign companies, because they come with a 20-year, 25-year experience and they come and say that, we are a global vendor to Microsoft.
Your time is stopped, Shankar. Stick your hand in the fishbowl.
That's Ninath.
How you're going to make sure that this mass customer is going to accept your idea?
I think you're talking mostly about voluntarily who's going to look out for me and look at me. Answer is, in our history, we've seen not more than 2%. It is necessarily a danda wala business. Government danda comes from top, you come to us.
When does the business cycle for this act start, from the redundancy point of view?
No, so it's not just the manufacturer, that's one part of it. The second person who's responsible is the bulk consumer. Anything more than 50 computers under one roof is bulk consumer.
And the trigger is what? And not
if you are
defined by the
caught
government.
selling it, till the time you're caught, there's no problem. But once you're caught,
so that comes back to the basic concept of, will I recycle, or will I dispose, or will I use it at a different level and a different tier? That's,
sure.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Shankar. Sriram?
We are making a software called connection management software and device management software for 4G wireless systems. It's going to totally change the market in the way that there are going to be a lot of new use cases. For example, the bandwidth of the network is going to be like anywhere between 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps. There are going to be many more connected devices than that are now, and each of these devices require a connection management and device management software. So our strength is the team. So we have got an awesome team who understand this technology. So our weaknesses are like it's a very capital intensive business. The opportunity is huge. The move from 3G to 4G is not like 10% more devices, 20% more devices. It's going to be like in multiples. The threat is people have invested in 3G and people might hesitate putting more money in 4G networks. I think we are very competitive when it comes to
Your 5 minutes are done, Sriram. Fishbowl, please.
Jenny.
Like, I understand and I see and I believe that there's a market for your technology outside of India. But is there really a market in India for it?
Actually, the market is like incredible. There are places where 3G is deployed. There are some places where there is no 3G. The call density that you can achieve with 4G technology is much higher. And there are some areas really, there are places where you cannot lay cables. So in those places, you can put 4G and support like much more calls than what you can achieve by putting a cable or a 3G technology.
Global front, then you'll have to analyze global competition for what you're doing, right? Yes. Because there are obviously people who are doing this everywhere else.
Our competitors are like $120 to $200 million companies.
Right, and you see this for you next 5 years as a B2B business,
yes.
Servicing global clients.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much.
The story of our business is connected to the story of our planet. About 200 square kilometers of forest area is cleared every day. If we continue living this way, very soon we are going to need 5 planets to live on. Do we really have a choice? I think the answer is that we do have a choice. And the choice is to buy products that are green and that don't deplete our natural resources and also do good to people who make them. Our biggest strength is being online because that helps us keep our costs low. We have credible certifications that back up most of these products, or we tell how it is made, who's made them. I think the threat for us comes from other players who might want to imitate us. So these could be physical stores or these could be online stores. But we have a first mover advantage here. And
thank you. Your time's up. Choose which of your fellow contestants gets to ask you a question.
Sure. Priyanka.
People in India, I have seen, they are very skeptical to use credit cards. You know, the whole habit of purchasing online, they have the habit of touch, you know, to touch the product and feel the product before they buy anything. So don't you think you're actually missing out on a huge market segment out here?
We don't just have credit cards. We accept net banking, we accept debit cards, we accept cash cards. We also have cash on delivery. And you know, we do stalls and we do presentations at a lot of corporates.
But I want to understand what's your business objective with that, because A, you're an aggregator of the products. B, as an aggregator with specifically your service being green products and, you know, save the planet, that's your impetus. But so therefore, what's your USP? So is your mission to sell products and optimize your shareholder value from your products, or is it to send out the message?
Our objective is very clearly to make these products go out, make money, because if we don't make money, our suppliers don't make money, and we don't really solve the problem.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ronnie, your success story is truly inspirational. I'm sure our contestants are going to take many leaves out of that book. But let me ask you a question, Ronnie. What do you think are the attributes necessary for an entrepreneur to be really great?
I would say one of the virtues that has really stood stead with me, and I know it sounds minuscule compared to many of the other things that you'd like from poignant thoughts, is actually humility. Because humility gets you to always be an excellent listener, which I think is a very important criterion. If you really want to grow your business from time to time, you have got to be a very curious person. And curiosity is one of the biggest virtues, and curiosity comes from being a good listener, and humility comes from being curious, otherwise you wouldn't. You'd have a self-ordained opinion about yourself.
Humility, speed, backup plans, it's all there. We at The Pitch are always looking for enterprising individuals with great ideas so we can give them an awesome platform. All the questions will be fired at you. You cannot deflect them and say, so-and-so knows and so-and-so knows and I don't know.
And now for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 750 contest. What is the weight of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 750? A. 450 grams, B. 595 grams, C. 620 grams. SMS your answers and type pitch space question number space A, B or C at 59995 or email your answers to the pitch@bloombergutv.com. One lucky winner gets to win a Samsung Galaxy Tab 750 every week.